Good morning, students. Welcome to this first lecture. The topic of today's lecture is data communication. Now, in this, we will say what is data communication, and the fundamental characteristics of data communication primarily. Now, what is data? Now, data is nothing but the information which is represented in any form that is considered as a data. As could be seen that information presented in whatever form is agreed upon by the parties creating and using the data. You all know that data and information, what is the relation between data and information, that you all know that any sort of data would not be considered as a information, but all the information could be considered as a data. This you all know, we have seen in the unit number 1. Now then, data communication. Communication stands for communicating between two parties or between source and destination. There is an exchange of the data between source and destination. That is the raw definition of a data communication. Now, fundamental characteristics of data communication. This is the delivery speed between end-to-end transmission, then accuracy, then timeliness, means whether the data follows the time or not, then jitter. There might be variations in the packet arrival times and all. These two concepts we are going to see in further classes. Okay. Next is the different components of data communication. You know that I have already told you communication is nothing but the communication between sender and receiver. So sender sends the data and receiver receives the data. So these two are the primary components of the data communication. Further, there is a communication link which is considered called as the medium. This could be seen that. Then there are different protocols which are nothing but which are used to encode the data whatever you are sending from sender to receiver. So there are different 5 components now: message, sender, receiver, transmission medium, and the protocols. So these are the 5 different components of the data communication. Now the next and foremost, which is very important, is how the data is going to flow from source to destination. There might be a single directional flow, there might be both direction flow. So out of these three, due to this, there are different things which could be considered, like mainframe and monitor communication we are first going to consider. That is the simplex form of communication, where there is a direction of data from mainframe computer to the monitor. So this is only one-way communication. You know that the best example of one-way communication is the mainframe computer to a monitor, means computer to the monitor. There is only the single flow of direction of data. Monitor cannot communicate with the computer, that you all know. The next type is the half duplex transmission. Now there are different two terminals, section 1 and this section 2. Section 1 or 2 communicate with each other. The thing is that there should be a dedicated time slot for communication. Section 1 can communicate to section 2. At the same time, 2 could not be communicated with the section 1. So direction of data at time slot 1, direction of data at time slot 2. The very simple and foremost example, you all know that, walkie-talkie of the police which are using the walkie-talkie. In walkie-talkie, you can broadcast the things, but one time slot is dedicated to receive the signal, and one time slot is dedicated to the transmit the signal. So this is the best example, or somewhat analogy is there. It is not perfectly half duplex, but some analogy is there with this walkie-talkie and half duplex. Then next comes the full duplex. Full duplex means a basic telephone or basic mobile. So you can transmit the data as well as you can receive the data. At the same time, data could be transmitted and received. That is called as full duplex transmission. So what we have seen up till now: data communication, definition, components of data communication, and direction of data flow. Now this is the more specific note on simplex, half duplex and full duplex. Simplex is the unidirectional, as it is a one-way street, like a one-way street. Half duplex, both transmit and receive possible, but not at the same time. The full duplex, transmitter and receiver could be possible at the same time. This is end of this first module. Now in the next module we will start with the networks and types of different connections to the network.